high school I went to, my 10th and 11th and 12th grade year. I think we only had 20 plus people, or maybe it was, I know it was less than 30 that graduated in 1978, but that was the school that I graduated from. Thing's been here since the 30s. It's still a high school. And that's the gym. Now I started kindergarten. Right there in the gym was where the kindergarten was. I think it's time, what time is it? 12:30? Must be time for something. Okay, so right there where it says central office, that was the lunchroom. Yeah, look how wide this school is. Isn't that funny? So, I believe down in here, and where it says these two buildings over here, one of them was FHA, Future Homemakers of America, and then that building down there was the wood shop. That was new. We used to have to be underneath the gym. That was where the wood shop. Tommy McDaniel was the teacher back then. But somewhere down here by this tree, these trees, was a little shed. It was a smoking shed. And between classes and before you went to class, you went down here with a bunch of boys, and some people chewed tobacco, some people dipped snuff, and some people smoked cigarettes. And I was a smoker, I'll admit that. That was dumb. I was smoking in high school, and I smoked up until I was 25. So this is the gym here, and down below there, that's where Tommy McDaniel's class was. And there's a funny story about Tommy McDaniel. A funny story, again, we're at the back side of the gym, if you can see that. So this door back in the 1978, 77 to 78, that's my senior year, that door was wooden and it had windows in it. And I was at the smoking shed, which was right over here in this area somewhere. And I didn't want to go to class. I was going to have this class for the next 2 hours, then I'd be off from school. So I asked a friend of mine, Landra, so I asked her to write me a note, like she was my mom, Mary Ann. And so she did. She held a piece of paper up on this door down here well before we went in. She wrote me a note saying, she was acting like she was my mom and asking to excuse me for the rest of the day. And it was, again, Tommy McDaniel's class of carpentry. So she got done writing it and took it off the window and handed it to me, and I went in and I gave it to the teacher, Tommy McDaniel, and I said, hey, I got this teacher from my mom. He'd been watching Landra this whole time from the other side. Write that excuse note from Mary Ann Jones to excuse her son from class that day so I could skip, and still let me off. That's the way it was back in the 70s in this little Oklahoma community.